What's up, guys? We're back with the Hemi swap on the Dodge Neon build, and this is going to be part 3 or part 4. Depends on what order the parts show up. So this is probably going to be exhaust. That is what I'm planning on, and I think we're going to go turbo. I'm not sure yet. We're just going to see how the layout goes. So for first order of business is getting this engine back out for the 18th time. It's going to suck, but it could be worse. So. So as per usual, the camera unfortunately died during the removal of the engine here. But while it's out, I'm thinking about cleaning up this engine bay a little bit and getting a coat of paint on it. I think it's probably the best time to do it. It's a little busted and crusted, so might as well spruce it up a little bit while the engine's out and make this thing look a little bit better. Alright, so we went ahead, got the engine bay all prepped up to most likely what y'all would call a subpar standard. But that's for a good reason, mainly. All of our money goes into making these cars fast, so looks come second, third. Either way, that's why we got Rust-Oleum turbo cans. This thing's going to knock us out in probably 30 seconds to a minute, and it'll look sufficient. It's going to look a lot better than whatever we got going on in here. I hope. We'll see. So while the engine bay is drying, we have some new ARP bolts we're going to be putting onto these manifolds, but we're going to be flipping them out forward facing. So I believe this is the other sides, but we're going to flip it like so, and it's going to go like that. But as you can see, there's no bolt hole there, so we got to drill and tap that. Is unfortunate, but everything clears. Even the other side clears the alternator there, so we're pretty golden. We just got to hit a couple holes, which sucks, but you know, we're going to try and do that somewhat right. And we'll have forward-facing exhaust for a turbo. So for the first order of business, we got to get it bolted up. That way we know where we need to drill. So we're just going to go ahead and hit. Oh, these ain't long enough. What the hell? That's an issue. God dang it. You got me fucked up. Alright, we got the manifold all bolted down on all 4 corners, hitting the holes that we can. If you look up in there, you can see where I have center punched with the correct punch size-wise, so I can go ahead and yank this back off, and I will have a perfect mark on all of them that I need to drill out. Should be good to go, if I done it right. So the manifold is off. A little better shot of where I have marked what I need to drill there. And basically mark the drill bit, the depth of the holes that we already have. That way you don't go too deep. It'll get me close enough, so we're just going to start drilling. So we got them all drilled and tapped. As you can see, there's the new ones we had to knock out right there. So good to go. Other side's done as well. So unfortunately, like I said, these are not long enough. I'm going to have to go get like some 5mm, 10mm longer bolts. We'll slap them on. Hey y'all, it's a new day. Just got back from the parts store. Got some exhaust manifold gaskets for this thing. We got the manifold sitting in the fab area now. We'll get them things welded up. It's a little bit different where it's cast, so you kind of have to keep a lot of heat in it, dunk it down into some sand, and that'll kind of keep it from cracking, but we'll see. She's down in the sand. Basically, this is the same thing we done on the Vic. You can see it right there. It's just a stock flange with a V-band welded onto it. Had great success with this. As long as, like I said, you keep the heat in it. I mean, it takes a long time for that to cool down into that sand, but if you do it right, you should have pretty good success with welding cast.
Right. Pretty much, I guess. I still don't know what I'm doing.
Basically just re-upped on the heat for the other one.
Yeah, basically. Make it 420 for 69 minutes.
So next order of business, while the manifolds are cooling down in that sand, is we're going to be changing the valve cover gaskets on this thing. As you can see, they've been seeing better days. I'm sure they've been leaking for probably, you know, 100,000 miles. So pop these off. Got some spark plugs as well. Not sure if we're going to even run them because they pretty hot heat range. Kind of looked over that. That's my bad. So we're going to pop some plugs out, see what's in it, and we'll go from there. But for now, we're going to get the valve covers off, spark plugs out, and got the first valve cover off. Looks a lot clean. I mean, clean, you know. Pretty clean for 180,000 miles, I suppose. So I guess some sort of maintenance has been done to this, but you can plugs out now. All right, so we just got the valve covers done. They turned out great. I did not even know Hemi Orange looked this good now. Kind of look a little different on camera. I ain't gonna lie. There we go. I didn't know Hemi Orange had this sick-ass metallic flake to it, but them turned out pretty good. I'm excited for it. I think those will contrast really well in the white engine bay. So everything's coming together. Unfortunately, I don't think them spark plugs are gonna work. 4 heat range is just a little too hot. So I'm gonna step that up, gonna get some more plugs. Here's what it is. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I'm gonna start getting everything back together. And for the 19th, 20th time, shove this thing back in. Hey, y'all, so I ain't even gonna front. I don't know when the last clip was filmed of this thing, probably a month and a half, 2 months ago. I don't know what it even was, so we're just rolling with it. The Hemi Neon is back in the shop. We've been focusing on the Vic. I think it's sitting outside right here. Yeah, damn. Anyways, we've been focusing on it for the stick shift wars up in Maryland, I believe it was. Entered that thing. We was going to take it up there. A bunch of heavy hitters, 100 some, like 130 some stick shift cars in it. It was sick, rained out, rescheduled, rained out again. So the Vic's probably going to go down for some safety equipment, some more upgrades. So we got this back in. And not only do we got it back in, but we got all kinds of parts sitting around waiting on it. Things kind of escalated. Got really expensive. It is what it is. That's typically how it goes around here. But anyways, we got Tick's new intercooler brick. I think it's just their slim, new revised angle outlets. 1400 horsepower intercooler. Holley high ram. I really wish they had a low ram for one of these things because this thing is about to be like up here. Ignorant. What's even more ridiculous than all that is this massive 107 millimeter turbo that we're gonna put somewhere in here. Not a clue where. But other than that, we went ahead and we picked up their 60 millimeter wastegate as well. That thing's pretty beefy. Got a slew of vibrant parts and other hot side stuff we'll need to make this turbo kit. Scooped one of them fancy Motion Raceworks wastegate merges. Gonna try one of them out. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this stock intake manifold off since I guess we're not gonna be running this no more. Oh, damn. Get the intercooler brick inside of that, rails on, and start mocking stuff up so we know how high we're gonna be placing this turbo. Because it's probably just gonna be like a simple little doo-doo. So, it what it is. We're gonna have to brace it too, because that thing is heavy. Damn, you make that thing look big.
Make it look.
That's what I'm saying.
That thing makes Charles look little.
That's impressive.
Are you gonna have Tyler powder coat this for like $10?
Maybe.
See, me personally,
I don't know why y'all let me do this.
I think just for simplicity.
Don't
you dare.
No.
Just put a 90-degree elbow, like.
Remember when you messaged me and it's like, just tell me to do it? And I was like, don't let your dreams be dreams.
Or like.
No.
That's the one and only thing Will has said no to.
It'd be simple, but no.
Why is that a no?
Because it looks like shit. If you have all this and that thing ain't forward facing, seeing it poking through the grill, you've done wasted all your time and money on this motherfucker.
Yeah, but he said we couldn't put it in the grill.
Like, let me get it out.
Are we mid-mounting like Charles got, or are we matching them motherfuckers tops? Like top of the turbo, top of your fucking 400-foot intake.
My question
I
is,
say the higher the better.
hear me out, Dakota,
In most
like,
things.
in all seriousness, you need 2 of them.
I think you're right.
You need to
spool this one.
Wrong.
He's gonna be
That's what nitrous is for.
First off, boys, stock. It's just gonna have to go vertically in front.
Hear me, if you had 2, you put one here, one here.
Your shit split open, Charles.
Is it?
God dang, Badussy.
I'm out of breath holding that up.
That thing's,
heavy.
it's
I need a
massive.
cheeseburger.
I think it's ugly.
stickers are too, so your opinion don't even
Sticker ain't going on my
Purple
shit.
bumper that ain't bolted up is ugly. Everything else, beautiful.
That shit's goddamn.
8 bolts.
Okay, get that out the picture. It's ugly.
It makes it look like a neon.
It looked like a bug-eye Subaru.
Well,
I don't know. Everything's too big in this car.
except the car.
It's almost like we put something in there that's not designed to be in there. Well, we designed it to put in
It ain't even gonna be fast.
Huh? I hope not.
there. You're up here
If
doing all
that
this
thing's fast, it's gonna be so dangerous.
Alright, so I went ahead, got the intercooler brick, intake, all that bolted down. We went and got some nice stainless push lock fittings. Got them on the back. And a neon 3-bar map sensor. Gonna try and rock that. It bolted up, so that was sick. Anyway, Snake Eater came on board, supplied us with a 92mm throttle body and a set of their new Pro Series injectors. Peep these things. Oh, God. And he got numbers on them, so we already know. So these are some pretty slick little pieces. Snake Eater actually teamed up with Bosch in a collaboration and made these all in America and Germany. Higher corrosion resistance, all known race gases, pump gases, ethanol. They're flow matched. So these are some top of the line injectors. Best bang for your buck you can get. But we actually whipped up some quick templates to hold this massive turbo. Good God. I can't believe this thing's staying.
Thing's money.
Chill.
I'll trust that with my life.
Well, I wouldn't go that for it. Oh my God.
Into the video.
That's looking like how it's gonna be, guys. I mean, it's kind of ignorant. I don't know what's happened, what's transpired here. But like I said, them are some templates. We'll revise them, make them a little bit nicer. This was just all we had on hand to whip up and make this work. But wanted to get the engine hoist out of here. That way it could just be under its own weight. But realistically, this is the most important part of the beginning of any turbo build. You got to get your turbo where you want it and brace. That way you can start building up to it. We have...
Oh, yeah. She's smacking a lot better.
I got this. It is a 3.5 to 3 reducer that's going to go right there. Money. We'll have to swoop it down there. Got my cast wire merge that we'll be putting both banks into and building up to this with the motion wastegate flange. It's going to go something like yonder. I don't know where it's going to go yet, but y'all get the gist. Alright, so it's the next day. We went ahead, started getting straight to work on building this turbo kit up. Got it all tacked up. Now we're going to take it back off. Will's going to go fully weld this unit. Damn, that thing's bigger than your head, dude.
It's bigger in my head.
And once we got all that welded up, we're going to work on this up piece, going straight into the turbo here, and then the wastegate merge. But we're going to weld this first just to see if anything moves. Consider adding a flex. Not sure yet, but this is a contraption. Should fit good, though.
They do fit good.
Yeah, so far. Well!
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, put this.
Put it. Oh, fuck. Well, them arm lock putters.
That's not a bad piece.
Should get the job done.
That's probably the best piece we've made to date. Honestly.
Well, first off, we get better every time we do it. So
sure.
whatever we're building next will be better.
It's crazy we went from the F-150 to this.
That's crazy we went from the bigs. The F-150 kind of wild though. So.
I work 85 hours a motherfucking day.
Oh my life!
I love that video.
Will it fit? Find out. Next episode.
Okay, so it's the next day. Unfortunately, the pipe did not fit. Wasn't no thing though. We just added a flex that way we could get a little movement with this unit. It actually shrunk lengthwise, so that's kind of what happens when you fully weld some stuff. So it gave us our length back. We did test that fits. We just knocked out the up section going up to the turbo. Ain't tested that yet, so I'm gonna put the camera down, toss this unit up on there. Hopefully everything clamps up. Then we can work on the exhaust side, intercooler side, and hell, I guess turbo kit after that be done. World's first Hemi neon turbo kit. Alright, so we got this thing all slid up on here. Everything is tight. It's looking good, boys. I can't believe we actually got a turbo on this unit. Obviously, we still got to do the wastegate and the downpipe, intercooler pipe. Intercooler pipe, you know, it's just going to be a little bloop. Thinking about adding a blow-off valve, but we don't really run them around these parts. As far as I'm aware, this has to be the first turbo kit for a Hemi neon. I'd imagine anyways. We actually got the brackets off of it. This thing is supporting itself. Obviously, we will be remaking these with some nicer stuff. But this is turning out pretty great, guys. I ain't gonna lie. To be honest, it's probably a rolling coffin. This is ignorant and in no way smart. Off camera, we went ahead and got that Motion Raceworks wastegate flange all welded up on there. Will said that thing actually welded really good. So we got that going on. We do not have enough material right now for the exhaust, but just to picture a 4-inch 45 right here. So the wastegate, as you can see, is going to be right under that. And I don't like that. It's going to make the dump hard and everything like that. So we're going to work on doing some pies to kick this thing up and put the wastegate like right there. If you can imagine that. That way we can just take the dump along with that. It is what it is, being picky at this. As for the intercooler piping, it's going to be something like this. We got this transition from 3 to 4. This is just mock-up piece right here, but going to use a coupler instead of like one of them V-band vibrant clamps or something like that for simplicity and just to get this thing done. I think it'll look all right. Kind of weird, but it's a goddamn turbo Hemi in a neon. Everything about this is weird. So Will's actually back here right now in the fab area getting them pies tacked up and the V-band on it, so we can actually mock it up so we ain't holding 5 pieces at once. But once he's done with that, we'll be able to take the turbo kit back off and he'll be able to weld that piece he's welding now to right there. Wastegate can bolt right on it, and this turbo kit should be done aside from the downpipe, but that's on order. Probably ain't gonna happen in this video. I don't know yet. We'll see if it shows up in time. So it's been a couple days. The vibrant pipe, stainless and aluminum, actually just showed up, so good on that. We're gonna get to knocking that out. If you can hear that buzzing in the background, Will's actually back here welding on the aluminum right now. We got the transition to the flange for the turbo. So the transition for the V-band's actually done. We actually picked up a weld positioner. Just trying to play around with this stuff. It's gonna take a little bit to get used to, but Will's already got it set up for an armrest and it's starting to come out good. But we're gonna go ahead and get right into B-roll, finish cutting the aluminum for the intercooler pipe, jump straight into the stainless. You'll see the nice little fancy cinematics of that over there. But other than that, we're getting close. So we got the downpipe and the intercooler pipe done. Came out great. Still learning with this positioner, but I mean, you can't really hate on that much. Like I said, downpipe's done. We still got to add a O2 bung. It'll probably be somewhere in like right there. We'll probably cross that bridge later. As for now, we're going to be working on the wastegate dump, which is going to try and come up and follow this angle somewhere in there. We'll see, but this thing's finally starting to take shape. I mean, this is ignorant. I don't even know what the hell we're doing anymore. Hey, wastegate dump is done. Look at this absolute unit. This is absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but seeing it come together, you know, before we just had the Hemi in it, now we've got the turbo kit, downpipes.
I mean, we might not have needed a 107 or a 60 mil gate with a 2.5-inch dump, 4-inch exhaust, 4-inch intercooler pipe. Got a little excessive, especially with the thick intercooler brick. I got wild with this one.
That's all this build's about, being excessive.
Like I said, we'll still have to do the feed and the drain, do some vacuum plumbing to the wastegate. That's all final step stuff that we'll take care of later. We got to get a Holley terminator to wire this thing up. Still got to do brake pedal, clutch pedal, gas pedal, all that stuff. Throttle cable. We got a lot of stuff buttoning up left to do on this, but I mean, the big part's done. I mean, there ain't nothing really left to do but just a little bit of wiring, some plumbing, and drive shaft. Drive shaft's going to be the biggie for this unit.
Yeah, but I mean, really, if we had a Terminator, we could get this thing started like right now.
Yeah, I
Once
mean,
we had a feed and a drain.
we don't need that.
We don't.
This thing has fought us tooth and nail. I'm pretty much over it. This is how it's going to stay for the time being. At this point, I wish I'd have just done a blower. It'd have made all this way simpler, but we're here. It looks sick. I'm happy with it. We're going to call this video good. Like Will said, everything about this thing is excessive, and unfortunately, probably will end up wadding this car up if we ain't really careful with it. It's got a lot of nose weight, and obviously it's going to have a lot of power, so going to take things slow with this. Smallest gate spring we can find, and it's still probably going to make an absurd amount of power, you would imagine.
Could. We'll find out.
So, like I said, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it and you're excited to see what this damn car is about to do, be sure to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, comment down below. Everything helps. Till next time.